More than 20,000 plastic water bottles are sold around the world every second. 100,000 by the end of this sentence, and that number is growing. Many of us can get clean drinkable water from the tap, yet many of us will buy bottled water from the store. They say we're not actually buying the water, rather the convenience of the bottle, but there is a trend starting where more and more people are moving towards carrying their own reusable water bottles. Will a trend like this prompt bottled water companies to come out with new gimmicks like diet water? Bottled water is almost 2,000 times more energy intensive to produce than tap water. 1 billion plastic water bottles are sent to landfill every year just in Ontario, never mind the rest of Canada, the US, or the rest of the world. What about well water, here at home or abroad? With so many places around the world, even in North America, unable to get clean drinkable water, should we not be a little more grateful that we can get clean water at all and tap out from buying bottled water? Today on Talkily. Hello and welcome to the show. This is AWC. Today I'm here with Sid.
Hello.
Josh.
Hey.
And Christy.
Hello.
Yeah, so today we're talking about bottled water, which is basically just tap water in an expensive bottle that's made out of plastic.
Exactly.
Yep. Yeah.
Exactly.
That's exactly what's going on.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Yeah. Well, thanks everyone.
That's it. That's the show.
That's it.
We
That's
all
the show.
agree.
Yeah, we all agree. We all
Over.
Yeah, but no, I mean, we're still, like right now we were talking just before the show, like plastic bags is currently, essentially being phased out. How long?
Straws.
Yeah, straws. How long
Yeah.
before bottled water? And I mean, a lot of people now already, Christy, right? You don't
Yep.
even, you don't drink bottled water.
I don't drink bottled water. I have a container that I bring around with me, and I just put the water in it, and it keeps it cold, and that's fine. I drink. My fridge has the filter in it, so I just go through my fridge. Or before I had that fridge, I went to my tap. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I've started I used to have like, and I got two of those, those water jug things with the filter inside of it. And I don't even,
I put it in my mug.
yeah, I haven't even like,
all day at work.
the filters ran out like a year and a half
Coffee goes
ago.
into it until
Yeah.
noon.
I didn't bother
Exactly,
replacing it. It's
yeah,
just, gotta take it from the tap.
Yeah,
right?
I even have like a bottle of water I bring with me every day, like at work, or even I'm going to the gym. Like that's the thing. Like I'd rather like do that, and it's basically free, other than paying for your water bill, than spending like what $5-6 on packs of water.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
exactly.
basically
Yeah.
plastic. So
They don't get it. We have a package at home in the basement for like emergency
Yeah.
water.
I think we all do.
Ideally,
Yeah.
Which is
Exactly.
a good
Yeah.
idea.
Which is a
Yeah.
good
That's about
idea.
it.
Yeah.
Growing up in the 80s, I mean, I drank out of a garden hose. It was fine to drink out of a garden hose. Now, kids probably nowadays, it's like, oh my goodness, you drink out of a garden hose. You're like,
I'm pretty sure it's still fine to drink out of a garden
I
hose.
think you're
I love some
exactly.
good garden hose water. There's
I
some
know.
heavy minerals in there.
Exactly.
Yeah. Like, I mean, even
Yeah.
Winnipeg's city water, like they're sure, it's still kind of like, ever since they, made the water treatment plant fully operational, there might be kinks here and there, but still among the cleanest in the world.
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
you could basically just put your mouth underneath the faucet and you're good.
Exactly. Like I can see them shipping water to like water bottles to other countries where they can't have clean water.
Yep.
But will it cost? And I know it's a lot cheaper, but why don't you, instead of shipping it, because probably the shipping costs it, then you've got to get it all organized and stuff, go there and dig wells.
Well, that's the thing. There's the thing is that here we have the infrastructure, right? And we spent decades and decades and decades, putting in that infrastructure. So, I mean, it's funny. There's on the Netflix, there's that new Bill Gates documentary, and I thought, oh, okay, I'll watch this. I like the Steve Jobs documentary, and I was like, oh, okay, well, see what Bill Gates is up to. And actually, half of it, I thought it would be all about him and Microsoft, and there was parts of that, but a lot of it was actually about how now he's him and Melinda are basically trying to like figure out how to provide cleaning water to people in less fortunate countries. Essentially, because what's happening is they do their business in the same water that they drink
Oh,
from.
exactly. Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
Yes.
Right.
And
yes.
it's not, and you can't unfortunately dig a well or
Right.
even just put out like a proper plant.
Mhm.
You know, they're essentially trying to invent a toilet that, you know, you do your
Like it would be
business in.
100% recyclable.
Yeah,
It's
and then
100%
it changes. Yeah, and it
Yeah.
provides power, right?
I
And then
actually
theoretically,
saw a little bit of that. Yeah.
yeah, it could power like
Yeah.
a filtration plant, a portable filtration plant.
Right.
Yeah.
They've
Or
got
why
the
could-
fancy water bottles where like the
Yeah.
survival water bottles where you like put
Yeah.
waters in and they've got like microbe filters that are like reusable or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
and
instead of even that, why can't you just boil water? Water at a certain, once it's boiled for like 30 minutes or something like that.
you can. There's distillation, but at the same time, you also have to look how the potability of this too. Like you can't just boil water, even though it looks muddy. Like there's a point there, right?
Yeah, I think
there's
it
a
only
sort of
does
like
certain
your
amount.
psychological, like your brain thinks, oh, it's dirty water, I'm not going to drink it, even though you just boiled it, and it may be even the cleaner
think
waters out there.
Boiling takes care of
Everything.
100% of it.
Like,
No,
it does take care of certain
right?
things,
Yeah, you
right?
need to filter it completely
Yeah.
to have
Okay.
absolute clear, like kind of like this glass here.
Oh,
on this
you'll never,
table.
yeah. To
Yeah.
filter it, you'll like, I mean, but I'm thinking about those countries that don't have any water.
Oh yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
I mean,
yeah.
the water that they're getting it from, they could be like,
Where are they getting their water from?
well, they're
But yeah, if you're a
like
landlocked
rivers or something like that.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess yeah.
Like,
Lakes or
why
rivers?
can't, like, yeah, like a
Yeah.
river or something like that.
Yeah.
And that's where, like, I've seen, like, you know, in Africa, like those children, or they're like, they just drink it right from there. Like, would
Yeah.
even telling them, like, maybe boil it a little bit. Like, I mean, just boil it.
Well,
like,
we don't know what's going on. Like
That's
we
true.
don't.
Yes,
No.
right.
No.
We're talking about the commercials we see on TV
Yeah,
or something
Yeah,
exactly.
you know,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
Yeah,
that
well,
are
you know,
marketed to us.
yeah. Well, I mean,
Yeah.
the thing too with like bottled
particular
water
reason.
is like, you know, like Nestle, and you know, silly me, I, you know, even before the show, I went out and bought bottled water because it was convenient. And I felt so stupid about it because essentially we're doing a show about whether or not we should be more grateful about having bottled, you know, just clean water in general.
I think
Yeah.
there's sort of a social ability there. Like you're buying water because you're having people over to do podcast stuff.
Yeah,
And you need
right?
to like easily be able to, oh, here's, you know, like,
Yeah, you need to
here's your
convey it.
ration of water. Here's your
Yeah.
ration of water. Keep it under the desk. And
Yeah.
and it's just
yeah.
a really, again, it's that convenience, it's that immediacy that you don't get if you're, you know, if you were to like hand us water bottles from your cabinet and be like, I filled all these water bottles up, here you go.
Yeah.
Not that I don't trust you, but like I'm just thinking about this now. It would be weird, right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Wouldn't
No,
it?
But it's the thing is, it's technically not, but
No.
because it's such an oddity, right?
Yeah.
If you get
exactly.
a bottle of water and someone says, "Here you go," you're like, "Oh, this has been opened before."
Normalize
Suddenly,
this.
Yeah.
even if it's someone that you know well, it's still a weird thing.
Oh, exactly.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I think you just need to get some pod branded water bottles
Yeah.
that are all the same, you know.
See, and that's funny too. Like, I mean,
What about
branding and stuff like that. Every single company, like you go to the spa, like for example, 10 Spa, you got the water, it says 10 Spa, like right on the
Yeah.
water.
Yeah.
You've got like, you go to different places, it's got the label on it. I'm like, but the majority of people bring, like if it's hot out, they're going to bring their own water bottle.
Yeah.
Like and then they've got all these water left over and it's just
Yeah.
ridiculous.
We're hitting right on the like marketing aspect. Is that it's like we talked about
Yeah.
earlier. It's like packaging air.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
like it's a
Yeah. Packaging
brilliant
air.
concept
Yeah.
Like-
because you can just
Yeah.
change the logo on the thing. You don't have to do anything specific to it.
Yeah.
I know there's like I don't even know if like what everyone talks about how like Dasani's good or Dasani's bad depending because they like add salt to the. Has anyone
Yeah.
ever heard
Yeah. Well,
of
that's
that?
the thing,
Well,
right? Like,
yeah.
like people have particular tastes about
Yeah.
their water.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I don't really care. I'm not picky about my
Yeah,
water.
Yeah, it's
And-
water.
we have
Yeah.
these big companies, they have like Nestle that are
Yeah.
trying to buy out a
Yeah.
whole lake, and
Yeah.
you know what I mean. And essentially, like they're just buying regular water, and then they say they put it through some filtration system or whatever, right?
Yeah.
But
I mean, there's those concepts and, you know, the idea of that. Okay. Yeah. It's a great business concept. But at the same time, why are you selling something when it's free to begin with? That's the whole
yeah,
bigger
exactly.
picture,
when
you
there
know?
are
Yes.
places
When you
in the
could just-
States, even in
yeah.
selling
Canada,
the convenience.
where
Yeah.
there's
You're
no-
selling the convenience only.
Yeah, they don't have clean water. There's some places that still don't have clean water.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Flint does Flint have its water back yet? I don't.
No. Last I heard, they've been sweeping that under the rug, and yet it's still a problem for them. And
Yeah.
that's the sad thing
Or
about
Shoal
it right
Lake, where we get our water from.
yeah,
now. Yeah.
They don't have water, but
They don't have
but
clean water.
It's
Yeah.
bypassed here. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Yeah.
they literally dammed it off. from cutting off those people their water supply, and that's not right.
No, it's just how whoever has the resource is going to leverage their resource to bring the water to them.
Yeah, it's been over 100 years,
and that's actually like a basic thing. Like if you don't have clean drinking water, you don't have an economy, you don't have stability. Yeah,
exactly. It's basically an essential part of every human being living on this planet. Really, that's water. And it should be free for everybody, no matter what. Yeah,
exactly.
It's a very serious show.
It is.
I know this took well, I mean, in all fairness, I mean, if we think about it, I mean, water, just like Sid said, water is so essential. We need it. Like it's not a want. Like everything. There's a lot of things that we say we need, but it's actually a want. Water is actually a need, right? In order to actually survive.
Go 3 days without water before you die. Yeah. You can go like a week without food.
Yep.
Like you need water.
Yeah,
exactly.
There was a bit that someone did. I can't for the life of me remember who did it. I'll see if I can find it in the link and post it down below. But basically they it was a funny bit because essentially the setup was that it's at a fancy restaurant, and they're selling like the waiter or whatever was selling these super fancy waters, and saying, this is breaking off the ice glacier from flown in all the way from the Arctic, and it's a super clear water, blah blah blah, and it's like $15 a bottle, but it's honestly the best one. And like, oh yeah, that sounds great. Yeah. And then they show the same guy in the back. He's basically pouring it out of a hose. Pouring it out of a hose.
Going to the hotel room, and they've got the bottles sitting there on that little tray, and it's like, but you crack that open, and it's gonna be like $20 to open your Nestle bottle there. Yeah,
but with the bit, like they drank it, like, this tastes so much better than regular water, right? Because you think you pay for it, it must be cleaner, it must be better, and of course at the end of the bit they say, well, actually, you know what? I just took it out of a hose.
And I bet you if you put 5 different bottles up, like 5 different brands, and poured them into cups, and then did it like a taste test or something like that, it'd be like...
There are some people who might get one or two. I would sincerely doubt that everyone would get something. If they did, it would be luck.
Exactly.
Because they're so close together. I can't tell, but some people can. We're not talking Coke and Pepsi here.
No.
Exactly.
That's a whole. That's actually a different. That's a different podcast.
That's a different podcast.
That you can tell. But
it's going to be a very partisan podcast.
Yeah.
Coke or Pepsi?
But Coke, right?
Coke. Yeah, definitely.
Pepsi.
It's 50-50.
Oh,
boy. As a matter of fact, RC Cola, just to go rogue
unless
on that.
It's rye. Rye and Coke, definitely not rye.
Actually,
with what, right? Because if we're talking about mixes, I almost go like, are we talking about the diet or the regular stuff?
Oh, diet, no.
Coke guy, but a diet Pepsi person.
Yeah, that's definitely another podcast. That's definitely another podcast.
Diet drinks. No.
What do you think about diet water, though?
Oh yeah,
diet water.
Like, is that the next evolution?
Because once we get, wasn't that a meme?
Right? That was a meme.
Once we get this water bottle thing solved, right? Let's imagine a perfect world where like we get rid of all plastic water bottles. Everything's perfect.
Yeah. You have a reusable. Everyone has a reusable bottle. Yeah. We'll switch over to that. Yeah.
And you get that. So someone's going to try market something back to us, right? Maybe it'll be the diet water.
Diet water.
Yeah, but
I'm putting my money.
Yeah,
my investment's going to diet water.
Okay,
all going into
bottled
big
water or tap water versus well water.
Oh,
see, well water does not have the fluoride in it.
Yeah, like I grew up with well water.
Yeah, and I can tell the difference between tap water and well water. That I can definitely tell the difference.
I grew up with well water, and there's a huge difference. But we bought very early on in my life, we bought like what are those?
Softeners?
Not a softener. We had a softener, but there's also the distillers, like the distillation machines, which actually softeners like add salt or remove salt. I think you add salt.
It kind of reduces the hardness of the water because it's minerals. Yeah.
So we always had a softener, so it was okay. My grandma didn't have a down the street basically didn't have a water softener or a distiller, and we all talked about how horrible her water was. Like you could taste like a clear utter, like it was coming right out of the ground, tasted like minerals. It was gross. So there is like a line, I think, but I think if you're within a certain, like you got a softener and a distiller and a well water, like good to go, or even just a softener helps.
If you had kids, if you did or whatever, and you had well water, like would you, knowing that well water does not have fluoride in it?
Oh.
Yeah, would you have to take a fluoride
I probably
supplement?
wouldn't care. I'd want that. like just because of how bad it tastes. Like
yeah.
Like if you ever try to make like, I don't know, big coffee fan. If you ever try to make coffee or tea with like really bad well water, it's like disgusting. Like it just doesn't work. So well. Yeah, it doesn't work well. So there's like a basic, but it wouldn't be about the fluoride to answer your question.
Yeah, because like that's what I'm thinking. But you would.
Kids can flush with fluoride.
Yeah, that's true.
This is probably why I don't have kids.
Yeah.
Drink whatever you want.
You want to brush your teeth with Coke or Pepsi? Go for it.
Here's some fruit juice. Brush your teeth with that.
There you go.
All right, well, that's all for today. Thanks, everyone. Thanks again for joining us on Talkily for a cool discuss. Joining me today for Bottled Up About Water was Sid, Josh, and Christy. A big thanks to Britt for helping produce the show. That comedy bit about a waiter fooling customers into trying expensive luxury water at a fancy restaurant at high prices that really came from a hose was from Penn and Teller's Showtime show, BS. I can't say the name on air, but if you Google bottled water episode Penn and Teller's Showtime show, you should be able to find it. I will provide a link where I can. Check out Netflix's Bill Gates documentary Inside Bill's Brain, where among giving us an inside look at the tech giant's life, shows his pursuit to rethink the toilet and water treatment to provide clean, drinkable water to communities that don't have the infrastructure to do so. Plastic bottles can take up to 400 years or more to break down and decompose, leaving behind chemicals and microplastic particles that leach into the ground and water systems. As of 2019, the global bottled water market was worth more than $200 billion and growing. Yet, there are people around the world who don't have access to clean water at all. As of this recording, the EPA has declared the water in Flint safe, but some scientists and Flint Mayor Karen Weaver are not ready to make such a declaration. As the city continues to overhaul their water infrastructure, the long-term effects of the lead and toxins that got into the Flint water supply have yet to be seen. In Canada, there are over 56 First Nations that have had long-term boil water advisories, some for more than 20 years. Something the federal Liberals have pledged to eliminate by 2021. Shell Lake 40 First Nation sits on the Ontario-Manitoba border, and despite larger communities getting their water supply from Shell Lake 40 First Nation has been without clean water for more than 22 years. While a new water treatment facility is supposed to be completed by December 2020 to finally provide Shell Lake 40 First Nation with clean drinkable water, they, along with many other communities in Canada, should never have been left without clean drinkable water in the first place. Water, like air, is a basic human right. It's not a want, but a need, and we all need to hold our elected officials to that standard. Intro-outro music is Illuminate by Ethan Rank, found on Artlist. All images and videos acquired through Pixabay. Podcasting services through Spreaker. Please hit that like and subscribe button if you haven't already. Keep in mind, we are just normal people talking about something we think we know something about. We are not an authority on anything. Always take everything you read or hear with a grain of salt. Never get all your information from only one place, and always be willing to question.